Everybody, welcome to a race. Thisisnotyoho versus FoxLisk, losers bracket round 3, I think. I feel like I should know this. This is their game 1, so we haven't had any races between these two yet. I'm joined by Chex Human. How are you doing?
Good, thank you, Malmo. Pretty psyched about this race. Yoho versus Fox, a race I've been looking forward to all week.
Yeah, Yoho and Fox are both avid speedrunners of this game. I know Yoho's done a lot of NMG, and Fox has done a lot of NMG as well, but also some glitch categories, so he's very much in his element here.
So far, we find a sword in Link's house, which is very useful.
It's very dupable. Oh no.
It is very much so, yes. And 100 rupees is at Hobo. Oh, hey, a hammer is at Lumberjack Ledge.
Okay, I have a question for you. Would you get that hammer? Or would you leave it there?
I would leave it forever.
I think I would get that hammer if Ice Palace was a crystal.
And why is that?
Because killing Aghanim in no logic is pretty easy. You don't have to actually climb the tower to do it.
That is true.
But the world does change when you do, so I would put it off as long as possible to avoid those changes.
Okay, Fox did a funny auto walk thing to get Hylia Island early, and he was misaligned with the item, but was able to splash back onto land and pick it up. Just a map.
Yeah, I'm surprised he goes for the map. I know that the map is just one of the things that is just not quite good enough to get the very early game for a lot of people, and they'll say, I'll get that map when I need the info, and then they'll just never get it.
Right.
I think Fox knows that that's going to happen and just goes for the map. And Misery Mire is a really good map because Mire is one of the dungeons that requires a lot of convoluted workarounds to get when you're missing items for it. And knowing if you do even need to worry about those things ahead of time is pretty valuable.
All right. Both runners did a DMA, or Death Mountain Ascent, and they're going to be picking up the old man. Slightly easier for Fox with the sword. It's just bombs. It's nice to have the save point. We'll be returning to it often.
Yoho's going for an old school teleport here. It's pretty tough. You have to beat the cabbages.
Yeah, and unfortunately a death is, it's costly. It wastes seconds. But it's not that bad. It's pretty much the closest item check. It's one of the closest item checks to this save point. The powder is at Hera Basement cage for Fox.
Powder has a potential to be a really good item for glitches later on, but it doesn't really become relevant until you get other items like the hook shot. And if you get the lamp, then the powder doesn't matter as much. So, but it's definitely worth picking up when you have it. Plus, it unlocks a check in Kakariko.
It does. That's true. All right, Fox is starting an upward teleport. He started on the top, which doesn't work at the top of a slope, but the one below the top bump will work. Oh, a bottle. Nice. Will Fox get it? Yes.
Oh, you definitely get this bottle. I think it's kind of frustrating because you can use that bottle to dupe the item, but you'd have to have not collected the bottle in the first place. So Fox will only be getting one of those, not two.
Right, exactly.
And you wouldn't wait for a second bottle because once you have 2 bottles, you pretty much have enough. Like 3 bottles is really what you want for safety, but most glitches can be done with just 2.
Yeah, it's a rare case that we want 3 bottles to complete a seed. We have seen runners go for a 3rd bottle in the tournament, but it's a typically a nice to have. after we already have 2. All right, Yoho's going for a slope swim. And this is a fast way to get to Ice Rod Cave.
Yeah, Yoho will be swimming through land, and then after getting Ice Rod Cave, he'll be walking on water.
Right. Always a good sequence, and he can swim directly into the entrance, but to get back on land, he needs to touch the edge of a pit, and there he goes. Meanwhile, on Fox's side, nice to see East Death Mountain cleared early, by the way. It's so much faster with a sword. And Yoho demonstrates splashing out of the
hang on.
weeds.
How did he splash out after dashing? That was weird. I guess it's your first downward movement that splashes.
I'm pretty sure it's changing the tiles of what Link is walking on. I'm not quite sure exactly.
That's crazy.
Because it seems to be that you splash out whenever you leave the weeds, the tall grass.
Ew. But you splash out of Pyramid Fairy when you exit Pyramid Fairy, and there's no tile change there.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really know what accounts for it. All right, Yoho already with over 500 rupees. Will he go to Zora?
He will.
Mm-hmm.
It's a risky play to spend your money in no logic this kind of brazenly, because potions are a very important part of a lot of glitches, and they do cost money. Yoho just gets a little information about Eastern, which is at least information and not like Ganon's Tower.
Yeah, it can be helpful.
And given he found nothing, he could have reset that. It's funny how he did all of this without the Linked House sword, because he came from Houlihan instead of a save and quit, which I guess is why he couldn't reset.
Right. All right, so next for Yoho is Hajula.
So Hajula, another piece of information gathering as well as 3 items.
Mm-hmm. Skullwoods, it turns out, is green pendant.
Skullwoods is a shame. It's one of the easier dungeons to do, unless Turtle Rock is also a pendant, and then you can skip Fire Rod.
Fox is going into Mini Moldorm Cave with 0 bombs, which means that he cannot do a bomb juke right away.
Yeah, assuming he doesn't find any in Mini Moldorm Cave. He's also very low on HP. But the Moldorms are dropping the good pack. You could almost like leave and enter again and farm bombs if you really wanted to.
That's true. And NPC also has bombs.
Yeah, and he's already switched to them, which makes me think he will go for the juke. Just enough health and just enough bombs to do it.
Oh, Fox lets himself get damaged. Okay, I see. Very well done.
So I guess I don't understand this technique. You had to get hit by the bomb to be in not in door state? Is that what's going on?
Yes, I believe so. There are a couple ways to do it. You can snap, or you can let yourself get hit.
Okay. And either of them will keep you out of door state, right?
Right, and what that means is Link can place another item while not in door state.
Yoho sees an unusual item on Spectacle Rock Cave, but it turns out to just be 1 arrow. That's one of those that makes you double take, because it's only one of them in the game, and it kind of looks like a hook shot, kind of looks like a rod. Like if you're not really giving yourself the time to look at it. So you do have to take a closer look.
Oh my gosh, Fox turns into a crab.
Turns into a crab? Do you mean like transforms, or like physically turns himself?
No, he did not transmogrify into a crab. He turned his orientation toward a crab to collide with it.
Okay. We have not yet discovered a glitch that turns you into a crab, but I'm sure somebody will figure it out before the year is over.
Yeah. Yeah, it has been a busy year for glitch hunting. So we'll see.
Yeah, this No Logic tournament has been very good for the the lifeblood of glitch hunting. People have discovered things since the tournament began. Now, Fox sees the hammer, takes a closer look at it, and is now turning over in his mind whether he wants to actually go for it.
Part of me wonder whether Fox needed a closer look and went down the stairs, or whether his CRT display would not reveal the hammer like it did for his capture for us.
Fox called me out for calling him a coward for not dashing straight to the spec rock item because apparently his screen just cuts it off. So we can see it, but he can't. The curvature of the CRT is just not giving him the information. That's what happens when you run on 30-year hardware.
Speaking of Turtle Rock, is in Paradox Cave. I assume Fox picked that up too, and I had missed it.
So Fox is normally a proponent of early Kakariko, but this is actually quite late for him.
Mm-hmm.
But he does get a book, so now he can check Bomba's tablet, and he can check the powder.
It's true. 10 minutes went by and we saw Kakariko from neither player. And no logic, keys are not very important, so they're always nice to haves, and small keys especially are never very essential, but can be helpful in a pinch. And then there are big keys that are very helpful, especially for navigating cave state early on. The lamp is in the well.
Lamp's really good. It's a fire source, and it basically gives you a much more powered up way to set variables for some late game glitches. Makes the powder less valuable, but the powder is still useful for its own things, like making anti-fairies so you can heal, or checking the magic bat.
Fox finds blue mail at the bottle vendor, as well as another bottle in the well. Let's see if Yoho gets the magic. He does not. Although I don't know if if a dash poke counts as a dash kill.
I would be inclined to think it does count.
Mm-hmm.
Given that it does the damage of a dash kill.
Mm-hmm.
What is Yoho doing?
So Yoho
you can
already
buffer
set a bomb.
and then you can buffer and then do the bomb? Or is the bomb too low for us to see?
He had already placed the bomb.
Okay.
After getting hit by the first one. We just couldn't see it.
He just put it downward instead of upward.
Yeah,
that technique is totally different from how I do it, so it's kind of foreign to me.
Yeah, I've been doing it differently from both runners too, so it's interesting to see minor differences between them as well.
Yoho is... I'm interested in what he's doing, because he's going to the witch.
I have a clue.
Oh, he's swimming. Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind. The witch didn't make any sense because he already has a potion in his bottle. This makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, this is another swim clip to get to the back of escape this time.
Yeah, this one's a little tricky. Especially because you're on an upward slope, so it's a little... It feels weird, like the screen shakes when you do the clipping motions. And it's against your muscle memory if you're used to doing downward slopes. And then you have to be pretty careful how you aim this. But he makes it.
Yeah, it's very particular. Meanwhile, Fox is setting up a quadrant glitch getting hit, but not at the right time, so he has to reset up his pixels.
I don't think that made it.
Wow. Nice Eastern care package for Yoho with a
Oh.
bow and Eastern Vig.
I was wrong about Fox. He made it. Yeah, that
I
was a
just
really good
recently
reward.
okay, and it's a crystal too. And yeah, a lot is going on here. Fox did the quadrant glitch, set up a bomb, set up bombs to do a death warp to get back to the overworld. Yoho has a clearable dungeon, can do an eastern clip to take a shortcut into the dungeon.
It's hard to resist a dungeon you can just do without glitches. Even though it's, you know, we're playing a no logic and we want to do glitches, it's usually faster to do the dungeon normally.
A third bottle is in K45 for FoxLisk.
Is this go mode if Turtle Rock is dependent?
Sure. I don't know yet. It's too early in the seed to ask me these kinds of questions. No, I don't know. It could be. Gets a boost from BMOS. Does not get the key, which is interesting. Maybe the BMOS messed with his muscle memory.
The funny thing about Key Dash is you need a key to Key Dash.
All right, so what is Fox doing?
Fox is doing a spin YBA. He needs to consume some magic to make this work, so he can actually drink the green potion. But this will get him to Landmo.
Good, he got it. Releases a spin during the special effect. All right, it's Bomb Landmo. Let's go. Gets hit by one that was kind of gunning for him while he was working on the other. So they're pretty dangerous. I didn't realize that they did a full heart of damage to Link with blue mail.
I think
Same as green.
Are agnostic to your mail.
Yeah, that appears to be the case.
So he has to avoid taking hugs from Lambo, which with only one left, he knows how to dodge the rocks. And he knows exactly where to stand to avoid taking hits, so he'll be okay.
Yeah. Fox runs away from the crystal.
Yeah, he wants the crystal for warping out of different boss rooms later. You do a lot of desert staining of other bosses, and having a crystal drop when you do that can be beneficial. Look at the 5 in a row cannonball on Yoho's side, by the way. That was pretty good.
Yeah, I have not been watching the items.
I have not been seeing anything of note on Yoho's side. And Eastern Palace is boring, so there's just not much to talk about otherwise. Book not really paying out. There's a map on Bombo's tablet, but other than that, nothing's really come of it.
Fox Falls.
Fox Falls, I think it was on purpose. Does he have a key that he can use to open the big chest of pod?
I'm not aware of one.
I don't see any. Yeah, I don't see any on the tracker, and he didn't do the escape, so I think he won't be able to open it.
Right. Once in a while, we do find a cave state big key in cave state pod. That's always a possibility. There are 13 chances. Well,
Kind of.
in cave state, there's 12 chances basically. Then there's the
Yeah.
big chest, and then the boss.
And if the key you find is the pod big key, it gets eaten.
That's true.
It's a big key of this dungeon is actually just gone when you pick it up in cave state. It doesn't do anything.
All right, so Yoho, going to escape, so far finds a key to Castle Tower.
Ice rod for Fox and the big key chest. Does Fox have any red or blue potions in his pocket?
I don't think he made a trip to get them, so I don't think so.
Yo, getting some pretty valuable maps. The map of Thieves Town, or of Hera. One of them got the map of Thieves Town, but I don't remember which.
All right, there's a small key to pod, unfortunately.
Classic. Yeah, well, it's fine.
It's
Once you've
useless.
opened a couple doors, you're okay. Fox just says, I'm going to do the front of pod and come back later for the rest. And Yo gets a glove, which doesn't matter as much because he already cheated the back of escape. He actually is probably not happy to see that because he knows Fox can now get the Eastern care package very easily if he just goes to the front of escape.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this could be a oops, I forgot my cave key. This could also be a I don't feel like backtracking, and it would almost be faster to just come back in later. What is Fox's plan for Agatara? He has a cape. So he can go in.
Oh, yes. So, we'll probably see the second chest from Yoho. Wow.
Bottle
the
number
fourth-
4.
Yeah, the fourth we know of.
Alright, is Yoho gonna try and death warp in here and get buried? Or is he
Uh-oh.
gonna remember?
I think he'll remember. Okay, here's a shopping trip for Fox. Getting a red and a green and another red. Oh, it's ether for Yoho. Nice. Uh-oh, Yoho's taking damage. That's unfortunate.
Very predictable. We have all done that.
Yes.
The
For
more
sure, I've been
recently
there.
you put that berry in your bottle, the more likely you are to death warp on it. It takes a little bit of time to process the items you have.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if Fox bought those potions for a specific purpose, or if he thought, reds are pretty useful, greens are pretty useful, I'm going to put a couple in before I go anywhere else.
There is a small chance that Yoho used the fairy to do a death warp to bring his Ancilla search index to 6.
Oh my goodness.
Probably
You know
not.
what? Let's just we'll give him that one.
Yeah. let's
Yoho
give him
had
that.
the biggest galaxy brain play and is now going to Cave State Mire next.
Mm-hmm.
The real big brain play for Yoho would be to go to Kakariko and get the lamp. But, or just use the powder with some arrows in the ground. But you know what? We'll give him that fairy benefit. Yoho having a perfect fighter sword YBA, which is really hard to do because you can't see where your sword is. It's just sparkles that move. Alright, it's Fox's time to remember that there's a fairy in the bottle. He doesn't have a key, so he actually cannot get that ether medallion that Yoho got.
Yeah. Wonder if that will be significant.
Yeah, good point from Tam. This is Yoho's chance to do Kakariko because when he exits this dungeon, he'll be in fake Dark World. And he can do Village of Outcasts and then transition into Dark World. Or Light World. Yeah, Yoho will do the prison doors on the way back. He's gonna grab the maiden while still in cave state.
Nice hellway using the cape to get through.
And definitely avoiding that key pot, which doesn't really matter.
Good.
He can safely get that key, but he doesn't need it, so.
Yeah. One thing our runners like to do sometimes is get that key from desert and use it in desert. So it's still there. But part of that is to take the time to bomb the attic, and Yoho's already taking the time to do that now.
Fox is setting up a death warp. Did he remember the fairy?
Good question. Looks like a no.
Right. It's time to laugh at Fox this time. At least they both did it.
Yeah.
It's okay, he's just setting up an index of 6 while having the lamp. Don't question it. Like the frantic quick soft.
Yeah, I forgot about the lamp.
If he goes to the back of his cave, we'll have a pretty robust overworld conveyor kit. And that's a nice thing to have. It's not as good as hook pushing, but it has its uses. Some people like to use it for bunny navigation. You can get to East Death Mountain in the Dark World pretty easily with it. You can clip off the mountain without one frame clipping. Fox got the key. It was in the castle, so he's gonna go back in and get his ether, which is surprising that he even thinks of this. Like, I don't know. I know I tend to just not do this dungeon at all, but like, to go in here twice shows some dedication to thoroughness. And he is going to be rewarded with a medallion that might be a huge time save for Meyer. Fox does not need to kill these, but it's so ingrained in the muscle memory of this room that you probably just get killed by them if you don't kill them.
Another ice rod for Yoho. Yoho's is found in Thieves Town. And Mitts.
Mitts. Fox will probably be going to Thieves Town after this.
Yeah. And Yoho's now leaving Cave State Thieves and is in a Village of Outcasts screen. This is a fake Dark World screen, but we'll worry about that later. Like you said, he can transition to Kakariko Village easily.
So Yoho just needs to go to the blind's room to collect the prize to find out if it's a pendant or a crystal. And of course, okay, Fox is doing the new Wolfie setup for getting on the last pixel. It uses the bomb animation as a visual cue, which is very, very clever. Like, I love this strat. I haven't actually used it yet, but it's such a fresh idea. So he's going to buffer until the bomb explodes, and on that frame, he'll be on the edge. And he has normalized his movements such that he knows exactly where he is when he stops.
Perfect.
Very nice.
That's really neat to see.
Anybody who has done Moldorm Bounce is probably very familiar with that bomb buffering.
Yeah. So kind of nice to see the same cue from the exploding bomb. Yeah, shout outs to Wolfie, who is no longer in the tournament, but contributed a lot of neat applications like that. Big key of hair for Yoho. So Yoho gets a fake world transition, and he's conveniently on the Smith screen to turn into the powder.
The screen looks so funny in the Dark World tile set.
Yeah,
The
it
capsule
makes no
already gets
sense
messed
anyway.
up, but it really stands out when you're on that tile set.
Just a single rupee from the bat. All right, next is a for Yoho. He's got Kakariko to do, so he'll be finding his lamp soon. Fox also will be completing Thieves Town. He's done it in a slightly different order, where he'll have to pick up the maiden and then take her to the boss room.
Fox has 3 Thieves Town Smalls in his pocket right now.
Not especially useful to have those.
The Thieves Town Small key is one of the most useless keys you can find in the pool.
Yeah, basically. You mentioned Cave State Mire earlier, and there's a couple of ways to get to Cave State Mire from Thieves Town. Yeah, I mean, there are ways to get there from Thieves Town, regardless of whether you're in Cave State or not. So the keys could be used, but
it could be. But Fox can definitely overworld conveyor, because I know he's done the
Yeah.
speedrun that uses it,
that's true.
and that's the way to do Cave State Mire if you're able to.
Yep. I appreciate the pretty mellow Thieves Town music on Fox's side. So we saw LSD blind from Yoho. That was part of his route to keep the door open. On Fox's side, we don't need to see that.
You're having a little trouble with that door. Buys the expensive potion. Probably on the way to desert. But I'm not sure what he would do with it because he's already been to Thieves Town.
Yoho learns that it's a pendant at Hera.
Well, the problem with Hera is you always kill Moldorm one way or another.
Yeah.
So it's being a pendant is a huge waste. It's a whole dungeon that you're just going to do anyway, and now it doesn't count. It's almost like having 8 crystals instead of 7.
That's true.
That fox is going to tree warp.
Oh, he is.
No, he's
Oh no, he's
he
not.
just dashed down that lane because he wanted to get to Bombable Hut. I mean, he would be tree warping the mitts. I don't know. If he was going to tree warp anything, it would be the Link's Ass Sword. And he'd probably do
Yeah.
it from a save and quit anyway, just because it's safer.
Yeah.
Interested to see if Yoho does anything fancy while in here. He might just be using that bottle to go to Lamo.
Fox also doing the fake world transition to get to the bat. Fox is... I think he buffered maybe a little bit too much. Like, he doesn't need to buffer too much. Yoho, yeah. I wasn't sure about the setup, but he got it.
Yeah, one of the problems of doing this late is you are a little bit more likely to have lots of health and armor. But Yoho manages his health pretty closely and only needs one bomb.
Mm-hmm.
Fox on the mountain. What is he going to do with this trip? You never know what people are going to do when they start on the mountain, because everything starts on the mountain.
Yeah. I think it might be more... Well, I would say more of Pod, but now I'm not sure. I guess it's Hera. Oh. It's Pendant Hera. It's about as chock full of items as you would expect. But like you said, it's an important boss room to clear. Potentially. And the door is now open, which is also somewhat useful, depending. A
Fox
sword is here.
gets a sword?
Really high value.
Yeah, that's really good, because you can even like do this without a sword and be like, well, I can't come Old Orm, but I can climb anyway and find a sword and get bailed out.
Right? Oh no! Yeah, I didn't see what happened with for Yoho. Interesting to see the color bars.
What? That
So,
was interesting.
Yoho,
But Yoho's fine, right?
yeah, Yoho's fine. It's just his capture couldn't display the whatever occurred for a second.
Wow. Yeah, it just looks like a hard reset.
Yeah.
But if it always happens, then at least he knows he's safe.
Mm-hmm.
The flute. Oh no. We actually kind of like the flute in No Logic, because we go to the potion shop so much that you almost always save time if you're going to be using potions to activate the flute and not have to walk there every time.
I missed whether we saw Ether Tablet. Maybe Fox already did it.
Ether Tablet was it was either small rupees or small heart. There was nothing exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Bombo's Tablet was a map. I think Yoho's trying to figure out what he got on the boss by looking in his menu, because he couldn't see it and probably doesn't auto track.
So Fox has 4 bottles, a fire source, and a level 2 sword. So it might be time to start boss rushing, seeing if he can clear everything in the game or not.
Oh yeah, Tim reminding us that Cold Stare exists and also requires either Bombos or Fire Rod to kill. And they can't both be pendants, so it's definitely not go mode for runners.
Gotcha.
Yeah, if you're wondering why Desert's not marked in the tracker for either runner, is Fox deliberately left the crystal behind. And we don't know if Yoho did or not, because there was garbage on the screen and you can't really see what's going on.
That is true. We may be able to see Yoho pause at some point and see him with 3 crystals, or not, depending.
Ice Palace confirmed crystal for Yoho. Nothing exciting in the back of Pod for Fox. But he's doing this in cave state, and we'll backtrack and probably reset the dungeon to do the boss, and then maybe afterward he'll do some kind of quadrant glitch setup to get to Hookshot Cave.
I'd kind of be surprised if Fox goes for quadrant glitch after the boss, but maybe, maybe. We'll see.
Fox, I don't know where he is in hovering. He's definitely capable of it, but I don't think he always goes for it. I think he goes for it if he feels good about it. But he can get to back of Ganon's tower, Ice Armor's room, from Hookshot Cave, so it's not as low value play as it might look.
Right. Fox is setting up a statue drag. He'll be going to Helma soon. Yoho setting up a fake flute, goes directly for Hype Cave. Just keys. So when Yoho leaves, he'll be a bunny. Maybe he'll use this time to get some info from the bomb shop. Eastern and Turtle Rock. Wow.
Turtle Rock. Is that knowledge?
That is knowledge.
That's Myers a pendant.
Oh. I did not.
Oh no, we don't know about Swamp.
Eliminate.
We don't know Swamp,
Yeah.
sorry.
Gotcha.
I thought we knew Swamp. Meyer or Swamp being a pendant is nice though, because Swamp's a pain when you don't have flippers, and Meyer's a pain when you don't have medallions. Although we do have medallions. We're only missing Bombos. Oh, we don't know Pod. I thought we were going to find out from Fox, but he didn't do it. He's going to do it now, so I wonder what went wrong.
Oh, yeah, I looked away. Let's see.
I think he's soft-locked and had to save and quit out because he doesn't have mirror. But he's going right back for it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Fox definitely needs to make some progress with so many significant items. Not really a lot of items, but definitely significant items. I think... Okay. So I think what happened was that Fox didn't scroll the camera enough when he went for the south door. But I'm not really sure. Helma looked pretty creepy too. I'm surprised I missed that while we were talking.
It's funny that Fox hasn't been to the back of Escape yet.
Yeah.
Yoho is behind on all of Pod, but ahead on all of Eastern.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really where they differ. Everything else, they've mostly followed each other.
Yeah. Okay, Fox is gonna try again. Okay.
I think Fox wants to refill his bombs to get... No. I'm not sure why he reset the dungeon there. He probably knows more about this glitch than I do, and maybe something messed up that I'm not aware of.
I'm not sure. This time Fox is going for the heart, which is a nice opportunity to scroll the camera. He scrolls, sufficiently, which is good. So everything's looking good.
Surprised Fox doesn't use the bomb yourself strat to get out of the spike that he invented.
Yeah, true.
It doesn't really do anything except it makes you take less damage if you have meal upgrades, because you're taking bomb damage instead of spike damage.
I'm not sure if Fox is getting these hits. Oh, okay. No problem. Got the mask off.
Oh, it looks like he wasn't sure either because he laid another bomb. That was a nice fight.
There we go. The big key of this dungeon.
Oh, he actually has the pod biggie now. Which
Yeah, it's pretty
the
funny.
only time a pod biggie in Podville will give you the pod biggie is when you're in Helmasaur, because nobody ever goes into pod in pod state.
And yeah, so Fox goes back in, and I
think we'll be seeing some, quadrant glitch and turtle power coming up.
You were right. So the only difficulty here, a disadvantage for Fox is he doesn't have the bow, so he still has to get past the mimics.
The mimics will be desynced anyway, so the bow doesn't do anything. He's going to have to sort of camera unlock them off screen.
Oh yeah, that's right. All right,
But-
that's an advantage of turtle power. I was wrong.
However, if he has Armos on the mind, Ice Armos, he will have to do a bowless Ice Armos, and that's going to suck. I like how Yoho actually gets a pod key out of that chest.
Yeah.
Because he's in pod state. He could have gone for a bomb juke there, but I think he wants to do Helmasaur. And he does it this way because he can Death Warp out. Saves a little time over doing it in cave state.
Yeah. Following the spike is always a silly thing. All right, so Fox makes it to Hookshot Cave thanks to the bugged camera. Slashes at the Bari. Sometimes it's hard to know whether you're synced with the sprites, but he's not. All right, hover attempts from Fox.
The hover always looks weird here because he has no visible dash dust. Yeah, Fox is known to just kind of do one hover to test the water and see how his hovering is. He does not waste time going for hovers that he knows is probably going to fail.
The desert big key for Fox.
Desert Big Key, not the best item. It can be useful if you're desert stating other dungeons, but that hasn't really. That doesn't look like it's going to be used that way anytime soon. Maybe in Mire if they get Cane.
Yoho going for statue drag as well.
Fox has one try at this, and he makes it.
Oh, good. Yeah.
But he doesn't use a green, so he doesn't get a refill. And now he has to do the worst Armos fight.
Yeah, it's
This is awful.
especially bad.
This is like almost worth drinking a potion for just to get health.
The only benefit of Master Sword is that the spins are good, and you can get a nice sword spin for extra damage and range. But just slashing it's the worst thing you can slash, basically, since it's 24 hits per night instead of 12.
That's why he's going for these double spins, which you couldn't really
Yeah.
do with Fighter Sword because they would do the inferior Master Sword damage.
Mm-hmm.
This is also a weird fight because the physics are different in the water than they are in the ice. Armos doesn't really take proper knockback. It mostly just gets knocked towards you when you're doing spins. Yeah, this is kind of what we mean. Like, you can spin 3 at a time and do full fighter sword and or tempered sword damage on them.
Alright, so Fox, he has his ice rod out, but just is gonna save his magic for now. Will he claim the heart reward? Yes.
Yeah, if you do that, you know, in theory it keeps them dead forever, but you never actually go back in here twice. Yoho has also done Turtle Power. We'll be following Fox in here. They're so close to each other. They really are just, one of them did Pod and one of them did Eastern. Apart.
Fox did do Hera, which got him his sword advantage.
Yeah, this is very true. The Hera itself is just a pendant though, so other than the sword, we don't really know how much of that an advantage that is.
Right. So we are on a fire rod hunt. Both runners need to find fire rod in order to defeat Trinex. Once they do that, it's more or less go mode. But we'll see what they'll be able to do once they find it. And there are, of course, 2 in the item pool.
Yoho is going to show his Hookshot Cave hover chests.
Yeah, Yoho's been on a tear with his hovering skill. Meanwhile, Fox, I'm not sure what he just did, but he'll probably be, I'm not sure what he's doing. He wants to get a bomb juke done, but he started from the wrong side.
Yoho didn't get much. He got the swamp map, which is kind of good.
That's true.
What are we missing in info? We're still missing Myra and Swamp. But we saw Pod drop a crystal for both players. So we are back down to those, like, which of the crappy dungeons is the pendant and which one's the crystal?
Fox gets the juke and he's able to check DM room from here. He'll be stuck here afterwards. Looks like some mystery items.
Yeah, lots of tracker fun times here. Shoutouts to Sammy Must, who's tracking these invisible items for us.
Yeah.
Trackers are not omniscient. They have to figure out what's going on by looking at the runner's streams and their auto tracking if they have it, watching their menu and quick swap very closely, watching their behavior. Fox has a sword that he didn't have before, so we know one of those is a sword.
There we go. I also want to mention Fox has a hookshot out.
Oh, goodness. Fox has hook pushing.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is really good. And Yoho will get it too if Yoho follows the same path Fox did. Yoho will also have a faster Armos fight. But you can't do like the normal speed strat here because everything is just different. I'm sure a speed strat exists.
There is a strat that I stole from Fox, but I don't remember how to do it. Yoho claims the prize as well. And the heart drops from Armos because it's only Ganon's tower that tells the game to not drop a heart if a boss is killed. So we're not in Ganon's tower state, so a heart drops. Okay, there could be a difference, however. It is possible we'll see a randomizer room from Yoho, but I don't know.
Hopefully Yoho gets randomizer room and also gets the hook shot and sword that Fox got.
Yeah. Yoho not going for rando room.
I think.
He would do that by getting a... Oh, how about that bonk? I never
What?
noticed that before.
Wait, did he bonk off the top of the pot?
Yes.
That's so clever.
Which means he pulls up the top pot in order to do that.
Oh no!
Oh my goodness.
Fox
What is this?
has a bad scroll,
Yeah.
which I think he saved and quit. So he can either wait out
No.
the timer.
I don't know exactly what he did, but he fluted here.
Well, he saved and quit after Ganon's tower. So he at least keeps everything that
Okay.
was in there. He bought
Yeah.
potions, he did Ice Rod Cave, I
Oh,
think.
wow. He reset.
Because he died after Ice Rod Cave and wasn't able to do these checks. So I think he went there to get a water walk. So I don't think he lost anything except his potions. He didn't even buy the bomb upgrade. That's what I thought he was doing, but he was just going for those orphaned water checks that he missed out on much earlier. He has to activate his flute again, which he didn't do before. I think he walked to the witch's hut.
He flew away.
Oh, you said he flew. You're right. Yoho got a hover across and makes this navigation a lot easier if you can pull it off. And we'll be getting his extremely valuable mystery items, hookshot and sword. Showing us too.
Yeah. There's a mushroom I didn't notice before.
Oh, yeah. It's showing on Fox's tracker. I wonder if he turned it in when he was there. And now he doesn't need to because there was not anything valuable if he did. Alright, somebody tell Fox you can water walk in the other cave as well. It's a little closer.
Okay.
Not something
Not right
you really
now, though.
think about. No, it doesn't need to know. When he watches this back, he'll know.
Yeah, and when he watches his back, when he watches it back, hopefully he'll hear that I'm slightly critical of him resetting, since he could have waited it out.
Yeah, I think the time he probably just doesn't know how much time it takes to reset that. I don't either. It might be
It's a
like a
long
minute.
time.
I think it's like a minute at least. I know when you get hit into the whirlpool, it's a minute. But if you don't know it's not 5 minutes, then you could be losing a ton of time.
Yeah.
He'd rather at least know how much time he lost than have to hope that it's less than a minute. So Fox with the sword advantage, Yoho with the bow advantage.
Yeah.
Fox doesn't have a good Eastern plan if he doesn't get that bow because the hook pushing that he has, unless he does some really fancy stuff with like mid-slot sword beams or hook slot manipulation, we'll have to do something else to get past that bow requirement.
Yeah. Could be a triple YBA. But he would need to unlock the door as well. Yo fills up with red potions. That's interesting. So maybe it's to work on Swamp Palace.
Yeah, or maybe it's I just want to put something in my bottle that will probably be useful before I go anywhere. Fox making a play for Hype Cave, most likely.
Nice. Yeah.
Sometimes you just want to dump this potion because you want to get a better potion, and the best way to dump it is to do Hype Cave real quick.
Yeah, you'll also get info.
Oh, yeah, he gets explicit info with that Meyer map he has. So
Yeah.
now he just knows what the pendants are instead of having to talk to the bottle merchant or the bomb merchant.
That's
Speaking
convenient.
of bottles, K45 at the hour mark for Yoho.
Yeah. A little late. That is okay. Yoho will be able to check checkerboard cave if he hasn't already. Checking bombos in the meantime. Fox is on Eastern screen.
What is he going to do here? He could hook push to Meyer, or he could attempt a triple YBA. The triple YBA requires that door to be open, though, so he'd have to come in from a different dungeon to make that work. Because he doesn't have the big key of Eastern.
It's possible to just hook push. I think. Well, I don't know. Without a boomerang, it might be tricky.
I've tried hook pushing in the red Armos rooms, or whatever they're called, the red Igor rooms. It's probably possible, but I've always had trouble making it work, and especially without a boomerang. It feels like it should be possible though when you're in there. There is a lobby hook push that's very advanced that Fox may or may not know how to do. The only person I've seen use that hook push in a tournament is Krithel, so I don't know if Fox would go for it.
I'm here to learn.
Well, you might learn from your opponent tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well, you'll have to watch it back.
Fox going for an unusual strat, just slashing. Oh, he wants to set up a YBA to Meyer.
Surprised he does a YBA, not a hook push. It is a little less bomb intensive,
Mm-hmm.
and he has the potions for it. So he's going to Eastern State it. With Meyer being a pendant, there isn't really that much value to trying to reset your dungeon and hoping it's not bombos. I am trying to figure out what Yoho is doing. He's stealing a key. I think he is working on Swamp.
Oh, okay.
Because he's already done Armos, or he's already done Lambos. So he hadn't actually stolen that key when he was there.
Oh, he goes for the rupees on the ledge now.
He hasn't been here yet. That's wild. Maybe
This
did
makes
he
sense.
know about the rupees and just didn't think he would need them? And somehow remembers that they're there? Who remembers 50 rupees on a ledge?
I think you're right. Well, no, I don't know.
Ooh,
Oh, the mirror. Nice find for Fox and Meyer.
mirror is pretty good. It's a really good item for, like, you don't have Moon Pearl and you want to do things in the Dark World. It's good for, I failed a glitch and I'm in glitch jail and want to get out. It's good
Right.
for routing. I just want to flute somewhere, but I'm in the Dark World. So yeah, it's a really good item to have. It's not required for anything, but it's nice. It's also a YBA that is a bottle potion glitch replacement in certain situations, which could save in money. So not having to use a potion, you can use a mirror instead in North Doors. Nice chest turn attempt. I appreciate the effort. It's gonna go for the big key chest, which is rare. But looking for the fire rod being this deep into the sea, you don't want to make too many big skips, because there are only 2 of them. It's not infinite, it's 2.
Exactly.
So Yoho has to do 2 bottle glitches in this door, and has to back out a precise amount before doing the second one to get back on the transition.
Mm.
And he fails it, which is unfortunate, so he resets.
Ah.
I hope he does this from a save and quit.
Yeah. That's probably what he did. Dashing back to desert to try again.
Where was Fox's flute? Oh, it was on Moldorm, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that
Yoho
makes
doesn't
sense.
have it. So he has to take a bit of a trek here.
Mm-hmm.
Fox has a really easy path to desert. You can just flute to 6 and mirror.
Right. They can even check Meyer Hut if they wanted to. All right, take 2 for Yoho. Dashing back to the door. Fox stuttering a little, but gets through. Oh, he doesn't have the big key.
Yeah. The Eastern big key in this case.
Right, right.
So will he backtrack out? Will he go for the Meyer Hut?
Hmm.
No, he's going somewhere else.
Gets the double.
Is he going for Eastern Crystal at Vitreous? Or is he gonna go to... Okay. He doesn't really need to back out to get to Meyer Shed. You can just flip there and Super Bunny in. He has the mirror.
Yeah.
He did get the mirror out of this. It's not a completely valueless play, but I wouldn't say the mirror was worth all that time. But he's probably not terribly happy about it. He is going to use it, though. I think this is a play for Pyramid Fairy.
Right. This is good. Fox can use this opportunity to take advantage of his find.
Yoho is doing Diver down chest, but he has to do a vanilla unflood to get the water out because he doesn't have flippers.
Oh, right. I gotcha.
And he has to do the whole thing without doing east-west transitions.
Yeah. He can do one west transition, but he won't.
I would say that was worth it. It was pretty good.
There we go.
Another very, very good just speed item. Like, you don't have to do a bunch of slow stuff.
Yeah.
They've already done most of the Dark World checks, so it's not really unlocking anything for them, but it does get Trinix return trip makes that a lot easier. Fox has the opportunity to fill his bottles with blue potions, but blue potions just aren't that good, so...
Our Yoho needs to nail this spin YBA to get to Argus. He gets it. It'll be a completely glitched screen. Another VRAM fight for him.
Yeah, and he could do the Master Sword Argus hookshot fight, but it's a lot easier to just get Argus off screen and trigger phase 2.
Yep. Right, he's got Master Sword, so it takes 4 spins. Oh, Fox jumps down. The Fire Rod! What a play!
Fox is in go mode. If he can figure out Eastern. Akina Samaria will give him a really easy hook push. There are 2 bows in the pool he could get. Yoho, I think, successfully killed Argus, but maybe he had collected the Desert Crystal, so he has to, he just saves and quit and hard resets to fix his graphics. But I do believe that is Argus down for Yoho.
Yeah, so our tracker and Fox's tracker are both claiming Desert completed, so I think a save and quit would make sense.
Fox
does Fox
do
that?
Fox fake fluted to 3, I think, to get to Desert or to get to Skull a little faster, and somehow like got damage boosted over the pit and didn't fall. That was those pits are a little bit wonky. Like you can almost hover them without hovering. And there's a sword.
A gold sword.
The whole time there's just a sword here. So Yoho can get up to tempered if he chooses to do checks. And he gets his tempered here, so that doesn't matter as much.
So it makes sense for Fox to continue on and search for items. it's sort of a phase 1 go mode.
Yeah, he's in go mode, but he's not go moding, which is perfectly fine because you're statistically likely to find something that makes this worth it, given how many items there are left in the pool that make this worth it.
Yeah. The bow would be nice. There are 2 of them, of course. I think it's a kind of a slim chance that Fox goes to back of escape at this point. But could. The oh, he saves and quits.
Skullwoods is a pendant, so I guess back wasn't worth it for him. Surprising.
Yeah.
He takes the trip here and doesn't do all the checks in it. Because he didn't find anything in there that makes Eastern better.
Yoho, taking advantage of Pearl, can now quickly make progress through the Dark World and set up for a laser bridge check.
Oh, I didn't think about Swamp Crystal. Swamp Crystal is pretty bad because they spent their castle tower small. And if they want to use Castle Tower to change Dungeon ID to Swamp, they have to go all the way to Aga 2. Or at least get to a spot that they can hook push out of Aga 2, or Aga 1. And it's locked by a small key door they don't have access to. They'd have to go backwards from Mire or something pretty awful to get to that.
Yeah, that's a good point. Bombo's medallion. Alright. That's all for Yoho.
Bombo's medallion gives Yoho Ice Palace as an option, which she didn't have before.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Which Fox is in now, and he is completely skewing that hammer, which I think that's fine. He's already skipped the hammer in a lot of places. And the only thing he has to do here to skip it is just another spin YBA, which it's not too bad. It does exclude him from getting a couple checks while he's here, though. So he can't get any of the hammer lock chests. That's going to be 2 items he has to skip, plus having to do a glitch for Cold Stare.
I like Fox's play to skip the Bariki. He just dashes through that conveyor room. So it's a very interesting situation right now. Fox has a great advantage being having progress toward go mode, having the ability to kill all the bosses basically, except potentially Armos, depending on what he wants to do.
Yeah, and the question for Yo is like, what's going to take him back to Pyramid Ledge? If anything, he can walk there. He has the Moon Pearl, but he's already done most of the Dark World, so he really would just be doing Pyramid Fairy and Pyramid Ledge. Yoho also can find another Fire Rod, but we don't know where that is.
Yeah. Another thing we know is that Fox might not be able to collect all the crystals, like you mentioned. Swamp is a problem. Yo is 1 rupee short of another upgrade. On the other hand, Yoho does know how to do the fake clippers to do a flipperless swamp. So that could be an advantage here.
Does Fox not know that? I thought Fox knew it too.
Fox might be able to go for it.
Tam is saying that he doesn't do it, so maybe he kind of, quote, knows it, but it doesn't feel like he could pull it off in a race. He did a very good spin YBA on low bombs. He actually was farming a Stealthless Knight, hoping it would drop a higher value bomb, but it just refunded his bomb. There's a Fire Rod here. Yoho's going to be in go mode, and that Bombos medallion is the reason. So the Bombos play huge for Yoho. There is also a boomerang, which you'd think, oh, it's just a boomerang. What are we going to do with that? A boomerang will make it really easy for Yoho to get to Trinex.
That's huge.
And Fox will
Will
miss out
Fox
on
go?
that. Fox is not getting that. So I would give advantage to Yoho now, because Yoho has a plan for every dungeon, except maybe Swamp. But, you know, you're saying Yoho can do the Clipper Swamp, so that's a plan. Oh, Fox just straight up can't fake Flipper because he doesn't have enough stuff to put on screen. Okay. That is not a problem I even considered, because usually by this point in the game you have enough stuff to put on screen to overload the splash. Is this our first Meyer shed?
That. Yeah, exactly.
Fox? What's Fox? Fox has how many red potions? Is it 2? Or is it 1?
Well, with 1, that would not be enough, would it?
No, he needs 2. And they do need to be red, because the first potion will... He has to take damage here. The first potion will turn the door into a super tile, so the second potion would have to be red or blue. And he also needs... He needs to do Argus, but he can do that with the mirror. Yoho didn't have that option. Yeah, it's the damage he has to take.
He gets
Kind of
stuck
a
in a
pain.
pit that doesn't take damage.
No.
It's hard to believe it's already an hour and 17 into this race. But so things, you know, if I were a runner, I'd be getting pretty nervous. But little does Yoho know he'll be in go mode. Right, Fox gets the first YBA, needs to back up 6+ pixels, does not get the second YBA, unfortunately. But what is he gonna do? Oh, he's gonna.
Well, that's
Not
one
good.
way to fail, but
Right.
otherwise would have been a fake flute in the underworld, which is actually, for one, useless to him there, and also banned. So,
Right.
not what he wanted to do there. It is important that you use the correct potion in the door, but it's not obvious that that door becomes a super tile when you've done the first YBA.
Right. All right, Yoho gets the YBA. It doesn't look like he got the spin. That's weird. So he'll be stuck here. We saw Link scored out, so that meant he wasn't spinning.
Yeah, I can actually see him in the wall and he's stuck. It's like, wait, why am I here? He probably tried the Tam Slam and didn't work. What is he trying to do? I don't think you can hook shot out of here. Unfortunately.
The B.
The B. That'll do. That's the B in the YBA. So that does give Fox a little bit more time to catch up, because Yoho is not actually in go mode yet. Like, he needed that fire rod on Cold Stare. He might go back knowing Cold Stare is a dungeon he can do, and that it does have 1 item on it. And that it's better than the other dungeon he can do by an order of magnitude. Since the Swamp Palace dupe would give him probably nothing. If he does the Clipper, he can do 1 chest on the way to Moldorm, but 2, I suppose.
I'm not sure where Yoho's going.
Fox is not backing out the correct amount.
I didn't see Did he just do a couple of buffers, or?
Yeah, he only did like 3 or 2. Like it definitely doesn't look like enough to me. And when he tried to YBA, he just drank the potion because there wasn't actually a transition in front of him.
Yeah, he needs 3 buffers because it needs to be 6 pixels or more. 6 to 8, I believe, or 6 to 9.
Yeah, there's a little bit of leeway, but I think Fox is going for the lower end. I think he actually... I don't know if he just missed the YBA the first time or if he went out too far, but you saw him take a broken transition, which is a different effect than what happened there. But the good thing is he has 2 reds, and he's not going to fake flute.
So Yoho will be working on Skullwoods.
So Yoho has the option to hook push to Mothula here. And he might do it because he's definitely not in go mode. Like Fox is in a I can maybe technically beat the game go mode, but Yoho definitely can't. So he will probably prioritize full clearing more than Fox will.
Yeah, just you did 2 buffers for some reason. I think he just misremembers. So it might be time for Fox to look up the glitch, basically.
Yeah, I'm wondering whenever I
apparently
see people like pause a lot, I'm wondering if they're on Discord frantically searching glitch training for a
Right.
tutorial.
It sounds funny to say it, but then in racer interviews, they say that that's what they're doing.
I think maybe Fox is working on Eastern Palace now. He's gonna do the thing. I'm gonna call it Time Bomb because we don't have a name yet.
Okay.
He needs to consume magic.
Yeah. We heard the beep indicating we cannot drink a potion with full magic.
Yoho is exiting Skullwoods. And I wonder if this route will take him to Pyramid Fairy.
Yeah, I think that's likely, interestingly.
I think what's likely for him is he picks up the Smith on the way. And then he continues all the way to Pyramid and does that check, and then comes back. Okay, he's not picking up the Smith. That's fair. It's the Smith. I guess he wants to do Dig Game first, which you can't do with the Smith.
Okay, Fox, if he's going to Eastern, he missed his opportunity and has to find his way back. It's YBA into Hellway. Oh, I'm mistaken. He started from just past it, of course, and just needs to loop around.
I guess Back of Escape is dead to him, isn't it?
I guess so. That's what I was afraid of. So Fox is setting up a particular pixel. There are 2 pixels that work, so it's helpful to learn them. But Fox is being safe, which is good. Now Fox needs to back up 2 to 3 pixels, I believe. Unless I'm mistaken again. But I think it's 2 to 3. And a west transition. Looks good.
Nicely done. I think if he has... I don't know what he has in his bottles, but it's possible he could actually, like, do the YBA now. But I think he won't, because he needs to buy more potions if he fails.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really good money for him.
Oh yeah, that's
Like honestly,
very
that's
true.
other than like the flippers or the bow, that's one of the best items he could have found in that chest. I guess we'll
Yeah.
open the big chest as well, which is something Yoho was able to do with the big key earlier, so we know it's not anything good.
Fox can potentially go back and mirrored block erase. Okay, he's just unlocking doors.
That's smart, because if he finds the bow and it's not literally next to the big key, he can just do Easter normally and doesn't have to do any hook pushes, which he doesn't have the boomerang for.
Yeah, this is Fox's main. Well, it's one of his two obstacles. So this race, I feel, can go any direction. Yoho is collecting pointers toward pyramid ledge, and that's a good thing. He also just needs to retry Ice Palace. That would be another solution.
Yoho might be more inclined to retry Ice Palace, knowing that his hammer is available.
Yeah.
So he knows he's not just going to stumble on one. So he has no reason to put it off. And if he really struggles, he can get the hammer.
And there's the mirror. For me, it would point me toward opening up the pyramid. Yoho's a little bit more clever than that and is more likely to swim into the pyramid.
Fox might be going for Trinex. Because he's going back to the Dark World via pod, so he's going to use this to get fake Dark World on that screen. He can overworld conveyor down to Mimic Cave and do whatever. I don't know if he can hook push without the boomerang, but he can do 2 YBAs and do Trinex. Yeah, this is tough because he just doesn't have enough money to do all the glitches he needs to do.
Meanwhile, what is Yoho doing? Is he unlocking Swamp?
Yoho doesn't. Yeah, he needs to unlock. He doesn't need to unlock Swamp because he can flood it and he can use the Swamp small key to get in. Yeah, I'm not sure. He is going to Swamp though.
Yeah. Oh, this is a hookshot key for Fox.
Oh right, he didn't.
This
do
is
these.
a good edge for Fox, right? Because he knows that Yoho probably got this stuff already.
That's a funny way back. I think he kind of expected that to go a little differently.
Yeah, he just needed to be one tile to the left.
These are checks we haven't seen yet, right? For Yoho.
Yeah.
And for Fox. Fox, it depends on what part of TR he does. So we saw Laser Bridge for Yoho, but we didn't see anything else, right? In fact, I missed how Yoho got to Laser Bridge. I'm going to guess that he did the mirrorless screen wrap. Fox is considering his options of how the heck he's going to overroll conveyor without the boat. I don't think he can. So he's gonna go into the middle instead. I think he expected to be able to do Laser Bridge and realized he actually can't.
Yeah. All right, Yoho unlocks the door.
Yoho can walk out of Swamp and continue to Pyramid, so this could just be an underworld route to get him to the rest of the overworld that he wants to do, and this will put him in go mode.
Right. I mean, we keep saying that. He could be in go mode soon, but it's hard to tell. I believe you though.
I'm going off of your assertion that he can fake Clipper in this Swamp Palace lobby.
Yes. But yeah, Yoho, setting up, I guess, a Dark World River Dance. We haven't really called it that, but it's a funny auto walk thing to get past the pegs. Oh, a boomerang for Fox.
That's
Pretty
good.
nice.
That's try next for him if he can get to Laser Bridge.
Yeah, Fox is really thinking about it now. Oh, that's right. The fire rod just appears on the ledge. I was thinking it was in Pyramid Fairy. Um, but anyway, Yoho will be checking this. Fox going to Mountain Cave. Yoho knows the fire rod's here. Oh, maybe he didn't see it before. I saw him peek at it before jumping down.
Yeah, it can be like you're concentrating on the glitch and you're trying to make sure you're lined up correctly. You can forget to check the item.
Hmm. So where's Yoho going now? He's going up to apparently Agate Tower.
Is he duping Swamp? I think he's duping Swamp, which is very interesting. I'm wondering what his solution is to this small key
Well,
problem. There's got to be some hook push you can do, right?
yeah,
But this room
exactly.
doesn't have any hook bowls, but this one does. I'm not familiar with the layout of Castle Tower on the Underworld map, but I'm going to assume that Yoho has a plan.
Yeah, there are ways to take shortcuts through this. I don't remember which goes where. Maybe up from here goes to Dark Pits or something.
Fox
Okay,
is going
Fox.
for some advanced hook pushing here, which I think
Yes.
involves mislotting a beam.
Man, simultaneous hook pushes. We've been waiting all seed for this, and they're both happening both runners are doing them at the same time. All right, both runners get a stuck hook. Now, Fox will need to change the direction. Yoho apparently is stuck, unfortunately.
Yeah, Yoho didn't go far enough.
Maybe we'll be trying it again.
I wonder if this is something Yoho knows how to do or if he's improvising. I think he might be improvising.
Yeah, he might be using the opportunity since he's on the pyramid screen to give it a go. But I think he's in go mode, so he's just gonna start go moding. Basically, he'll find his other fire rod soon. If he doesn't have a blue potion already, then he'll hook push basically to cold stare. Yeah, I just don't know what to look for on Fox's side. I don't know how he's going to use the beams. I'm just not familiar enough with the glitch. But yeah, what he was trying to do was use the beams in a way to set his distance and direction to go to the left. And that's where Armos Knights live. Yoho not low on bombs since he just went to the Pond of Happiness. And staying at 20 bombs.
Fox going to make an attempt at swamp again while Yoho hopefully gets the fire rod here.
Mm-hmm.
A second fire rod that, he doesn't need anymore. Which is probably going to feel pretty frustrating knowing how close he was.
Yeah. Regardless, once he gets through this, then he'll probably go for swamp. And then end with TR into Agatu and Ganon. But how he does that will be interesting to see. All right, Fox gets the second YBA. This is good. And takes a peek to correct the camera in case he goes to the waterfalls. Actually, it's not necessary without the use of flippers. All right, Yoho, what do you have in your bottles?
Oh. Yoho has a blue. Fox is not doing waterfall, so he's not going to get Moon Pearl.
Oh, yeah, he's not going for the diver down chest. Wow. Okay. All right,
Fox,
Yoho.
Yeah, Fox is using a mirror because it's a lot cheaper than a bottle, and he has 24 rupees.
Yoho gets the blue spin YBA and uses the Yoho down go to fall to Gold Stare.
A Yoho down go.
Okay. Fox has done the YBA. He gets the scroll.
Yeah, we're nervous because he had a unexplained hard lock here when he did this in a race earlier, and we haven't figured out why it happened. And we thought maybe it had to do with the started value MSU. But apparently it's not that.
Yeah, it's still a mystery.
So that's Argus for Fox. And now both Fox and Yoho have to solve the Swamp Crystal problem. Fox also has to figure out Eastern Palace. I guess this would be desert cleared for Fox as well.
Right. That's true. And did we see Argus from Yoho? I guess we did. He had Master Sword at the time. Yoho going to Trinex is a little surprising to me. Because usually players do this before going to Ganon. And we still may see Agatu from Yoho.
I think this is he has the Moon Pearl, so getting to Ganon is really easy, and this is a check that he will get, and it could be something really good like the flippers. It could be the King of Samaria. Even the second Castle Tower small key would be good for him. Another
idea is that it'll put Yoho back on the pyramid screen. Which might...
That would be pretty smart. Very nice hook push for Yoho. Gets that nice bomb distance out of the boomerang.
Yeah, very well done. Meanwhile, Fox had to farm in desert to go back to the potion shop.
It's rare you see this much potion money farming in a seed where you have hook pushing.
Yeah.
But Fox's hook pushing is just not adequate for what he needs to do. He needs just a little bit more in his inventory before it has the full power.
Yeah, without Bo or Samaria, I would be struggling. All right, so with Gold Sword, Trinex is dispatched quickly and Yoho collects that crystal.
And I think Fox will make a play for the triple YBA. That would be the reason he farmed money, right?
Right.
And he wouldn't be coming in here without beams if he was going to hook push.
Incidentally, I think the fastest way for Fox to get back to this door might be the new buyer quadrant glitch. Oh, Yoho didn't go to Agatu. Instead, he's going to...
Is he gonna try clippers? Swamp clippers here?
Yes, I believe so. So he did the Death Mountain super drop and can just enter Swamp here. Fox getting in position for the triple YBA. It's the second setup, gets the second YBA, and he transitioned. That's not what he meant to do. So I'm not sure whether he needed an up input there or left, right. But whichever it was the wrong one. He needed to go back up and then get the third YBA. We saw, okay, I guess a power off. That was a little surprising. Oh, he's gonna practice it. Amazing. That's why we powered off, because Fox wants to practice it. We haven't seen this in a tourney race yet, I don't think.
This is amazing. This is my first time seeing practice hack open in a race, and this is allowed and encouraged if you are faced with a situation where you need to learn a glitch. Looking up resources and using anything available that isn't a person helping you directly is pretty much allowed. So Fox will be making sure that he actually can do this before he tries it again.
Yeah, I said I was here to learn, and Fox is here to learn as well. And Yoho's getting the fake clippers, so he's slowly making progress.
Yoho has to make it through this screen without taking a hit, which can be tricky. He has to manipulate the water tektites and not take a hit from the spike or from this little bubble here. And he makes it. But now he's safe.
Yeah, he's safe. And Fox figures out how to get to Armos. So now Yoho needs to collect the crystal. And I suppose he'll probably do a YBA to Herai.
Yoho does not have the right potion, but he's a mirror, so he'll be okay.
Yeah.
He has to pick up that pot to make sure that the mirror glitch works, and then he can try. Basically, as long as he doesn't accidentally mirror out of the dungeon, he'll be okay.
Yeah.
And I don't have the audio on his screen, but given that he's frozen here, it makes me think that the glitch worked, and he just has to wait out a timer.
Yeah, I don't know why I was waiting as well. Yeah, so the timer relates to the defeat Ganon timer, where Link holds up his sword and then the Triforce door opens. So we have to wait that out, and it takes a long time. The farther down you go into the underworld map, and there we go. So Yoho's just going to collect his last crystal here. And Fox approaching the door he needs to get to Armos. Alright, so how's Yoho going to get to Aghanim 2? He has a blue potion. He could use that if he has a Turtle Rock big key, I guess.
Ooh, and he's taking advantage of fake Dark World, which I love to see, by
Yeah.
transitioning directly into the Dark World from Hera. Not often seen done on purpose. And I guess that's fake Light World, not Dark World.
Yeah. Fox gets a YBA. Fox gets a second YBA. Transitions. Oh, I was wrong. It was the third one. He's
He made it
already
in.
at Armos.
Let's go. No bow.
Gold sword fight.
It's still better than the one he did before.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'd be spamming the rod here, because you can get splash damage with it, but the gold sword is doing some decent damage. So unfortunately for Fox, I don't think he can really catch up at this point, but it is good to see that he was able to pull off the glitch in the race before Yoho finished. This is his big moment.
And the wrong warp to Aga2 causes some discoloration. It's always fun to see on Dark Link. It's Rainbow Link, but it's Dark Link.
So now Fox would have to deal with the Swamp Crystal, which is going to be tough for him. He, as Tam pointed out, doesn't have enough. Maybe he does now with the Boomerang, but he didn't really have enough to splash delete, even if he wanted to do the fake Clipper. But he's farming rupees, which makes me think he's going to go for a Castle Tower play. It's a shame we didn't see the hook pushing utilized to its fullest potential. They just didn't really have the opportunity to.
And Yo's fighting Ganon. It'll be a silverless fight.
I think this would have been a much easier seed for Fox if silvers were available. He would have just found a bow. This is so much farming, though. There's a reason he's using the Stardew Valley pack.
So what do you mean by that?
You know what Stardew Valley is, a farming game, right?
Oh,
where you,
that's
like, farm
right.
things, and you like pick up bushes in your field and stuff, and this is what Fox is doing. He's playing Stardew Valley for 10 minutes.
I missed that you said Stardew.
While Yoho finishes up this race at a time of 1:48.08.
GG to Yoho. And Fox is likely ending the race here.
I cannot blame him. Stardew Valley is fun, but that is not what he's playing right now. So I think he wants to move on with his life.
Yeah. It would be a pretty difficult road ahead for Fox. He would somehow have to get through the sewer doors to swap the dungeon ID. And we'll see if the runners want to join us for an interview.
In the race room, Fox says, "Thank God. Thank God I don't have to do this."
Hello.
We're joined by Fox. Hello, Fox. GG's.
Thank you. Did Yoho find anything good, or did he just like not fail every YBA?
The bow is good. The
Oh
bow is
god,
in
the
Back
go
of
would have saved
Escape.
me 20 minutes. Did I
Back of
not check
Escape?
Back
Yeah.
of Escape?
Nope.
Oh, that's funny. I meant
Yoho
to.
swam it early before getting the glove, and I was like, well, he's going to be sad that the glove was just available. But the problem is like Back of Escape is just not really on your mind when you have dungeons you can do.
Yeah, I meant to go there at some point, but apparently I forgot.
Gotcha. The road to Fire Rod was a difficult one for Yoho. Since you found it early at the pyramid, you also, you had the mirror to check pyramid soon. Yoho also found the moon pearl in. I'm sorry. I'm just kind of relaying things not in the right order.
That's fine.
But Yoho found the moon pearl in swamp in the diver down chest. And that eventually took him on a Dark World route through Swamp Palace from Mire to Swamp, and then to Pyramid to get the Fire Rod. We're also joined by Yoho, so congrats on the win, GG.
GG,
Hey,
Yoho.
thanks, Chicks. GG Fox.
How did you get the diver down chest?
What, I did the double YBA.
But
I
according
think-
to the tracker, you don't have cane or flippers. Do you just like
Yeah.
know a flipperless, caneless
Yeah.
You
diver
just
down?
push the lever and
Do
try.
it.
Oh, you just went around the long way. I got you.
Yeah, you go around. You don't have to take any east-west subtile transitions to do that if you're
I
careful.
always forget that that's a possibility.
I can't do bomb diver down, so I have to do it half the time anyway. So
I apparently forgot to go to Back of Escape, so I never had bow. So I was just doing like a 50 YBA endgame, and I failed a bunch of them. And was very glad when you finished and I could stop trying.
oh, but you did get Eastern. Did you unlock it from Thieves or something?
I unlocked it from Thieves and did the triple YBA.
Ooh,
Yeah, that's a trek.
Yeah.
We were a little worried about Yoho after messing up the YBA to Cold Stare, which is where a Fire Rod was. But
Oh, you had
Yoho, you got
bombos.
back eventually. Yeah, Bombos. That was another key that we thought would make a big difference here. And Bombos was in Laser Bridge.
Oh. Yeah, I wanted to get to Laser Bridge, but it was such a pain.
Yoho, did you get Laser Bridge after Moon Pearl?
I don't remember. I know I had the option, but I think I'd get it after Moon Pearl. Yeah, I didn't conveyor, so I definitely had to have gotten it after Moon Pearl.
Right.
Yeah, I
Where
never
was
had
Shot?
Oh, I think it was in GT.
Yeah, I think it was DM room.
Yeah, I think so. But I'm not sure. I didn't notice it for a little while.
Yeah, me neither. I was in Swamp, and I swapped to the hook shot, and I just stood there for a second like...
Yeah.
I rushed over to your stream, Fox, to check your auto tracker to see hook shot,
Mhm.
and then looked over and saw that it was in your inventory. Equipped.
Yeah.
So yeah, similar routes from both of you up to that point, getting hookshot and GT. So it seemed that you were on an even plane for quite a while. And then the Yoho swim to Back of Escape was early, but it didn't seem to make a difference until the end, of course.
I mean, it saved me a bunch of time on Eastern, apparently, but yeah, because the bow and the big key were there, so I was just like, well, I have the map already, too. I'm going to check. I'm going to walk out of the house. I'm going to check, and I'll go right if it's a crystal, and I'll go left and get a big Cave State big key if it's a pendant.
Right. Yeah, being able to stuck push would have saved me a lot of time. I was farming rupees at the end because I couldn't afford all the potions and stuff, so. Oh well.
And Fox, you didn't go to Zora this seed, did you?
I did actually. It was just really
Oh, you
late.
did. Okay, gotcha.
I was running low on stuff to do.
Yeah, so this seed, it seemed like it had it all. It had hook push attempts, but they were a little bit too little, too late. Had a lot of YBA navigation. Had a practice hack. That was pretty awesome too.
Yeah, that was the first time we see practice hack on Restream, which is pretty good.
I'm glad I asked about it before this.
Strongly encouraged to use any resource that isn't a person helping you or watching your opponent during one of these races, because we do want people to use these as an opportunity to get better at no logic and to show us new tricks.
What did you do in the practice hack?
I went and so I messed up the triple YBA to Armos, and so I didn't want to be doing the wrong thing, so I went in the practice hack to make sure I remembered the inputs, and I did, and I had just gotten one wrong. But I also actually failed the double YBA to Swamp a couple times because I forgot how much the backup was. So that was also really bad. And having done that and then being like, well, okay, I'm not going to fail this triple YBA over and over like I just did with the double YBA. I'm just going to make sure I know how to do it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right. Well, I guess we'll have to schedule a game 3 now after I win tomorrow's race.
Oh. Okay.
I hope so.
I
It'll
don't.
give us more content.
I love content.
Yeah, thanks
All right.
to the commentators and the tracker today, and thanks for the restream and everything, guys.
Yeah, thanks. And GG's again.
GG. Mamo, any final thoughts?
Nope. Stay tuned. There's a lot of races tomorrow, so go look at the schedule, see which ones are available for common tracking. If you want to be involved, you can come into the tournament server and just let us know. Otherwise, that will be all for today. Have a good day, everybody.